top off, and it's a lot more interesting with the interior. Alright, let's look at the next item. Okay, here we have the USS Shenzhou from Star Trek Discovery. Everybody's got their opinions about Discovery. I like it for the most part. Is it better than the other series? Nowhere near as far as I'm concerned, but they do have some interesting designs for ships, and the Shenzhou is one of my favorites. This is a pretty cool box, shows you the ships from all angles. You can see tons of decals. It's pretty much going to be wallpaper decal time on this thing. Look at that. Now that's a really interesting design. If you're familiar with Star Trek ships, it's sort of like Miranda class-ish. And it's going to be really nice to weather this one down a bit. Do all the painting on it. This is going to be fun. Here we have an oldie but a goodie. A 70.5 Chevy Camaro Z28. Looking forward to putting this one together. I'll probably be building it in the same color as my brother's car, as he's got a 70 Camaro. Although he's got a different front end on his, so I'll have to see what I can do about matching that. But pretty good looking car on the box. It is an AMT kit, so we'll never know exactly what we'll get, but this will be on the channel. Alright, this is one of my favorites. This is a kit sold under the Testers badge, but it's actually a Fujimi kit. And it is the 1/24th scale Ferrari Daytona Spider. It's a really, really nice kit. Nicely detailed. Oh, no, this is Itagliari. This is not Fujimi. I'm sorry, my mistake. This is actually an Itagliari kit. Sold under the Testers badge. I thought it was a Fujimi kit, but I was wrong. As you can see, it's got a really nicely detailed engine. The wire wheels look great. This was, my original intention was to build this alongside the Monogram Ferrari Daytona as a comparison build between this car and the Monogram and the Fujimi version. But I never really got around to doing the entire comparison, so that's something that's going to be coming up at some point on the channel, so that we can take a look at them side by side and see which one is best. Hint, it won't be the Monogram, as that's basically just a very realistic kit based on the kit car from Miami Vice, as I will be building all of these in the Miami Vice colors of black with the tan interiors. And the car on the original Miami Vice was actually a Corvette, and that's the car that apparently Monogram used when they made their model, as all the running gear in that car is from a Corvette, and the chassis is actually from the older Monogram Corvette kits. It's really interesting the way they incorporated that into the Ferrari body. It's a fun kit, and I would recommend that one also. But this one is a real Daytona based off of a real Daytona. Is in a Daytona kit based off of the real Ferrari Daytona 365 GTS. Alright, now let's take a look at the Fujimi one. Okay, and here we have the Fujimi version of the same kit. Now the interesting part of this Fujimi version is that it brings two different style wheels. It brings the 5-spoke rim here that's pictured on the box, but it also brings the wire wheels, which are a really interesting 3-piece setup. Now this is their enthusiast kit model, which has an amazing amount of detail. Let's take a quick peek inside of here. Everything in this kit is still exactly the way it was when it was made. As you can see here, you can see the wheels. There is actually a 3-piece wire wheel that, if you choose to go with the wire wheels, I mean, it's going to be really interesting putting that together. That's some detailing right there. And here we have the interior. We have seat belts, buckles, everything in there that's supposed to be there. These enthusiast kits are extremely hyper detailed. And it's going to be really fun to do this one. It's going to be quite challenging also. Here we have this entire chrome tree is for just the wire wheels. Then we have another chrome tree with our bumpers, our grills, other odds and ends. We have our clear tree with all of our decals. And you can actually build a stand for the engine if you want to display the engine outside of the car, as the engine itself is basically a kit on its own. So it's a really nice kit. Here we have the body, very well done. So that's just a quick peek at the Fujimi kit. And at some point we will be doing our comparison build to compare the Fujimi, the Monogram, and the Itagliari kits. And we'll be able to see exactly which one is best. Alright, let's keep moving along. Okay, this episode of this series is going to be very car heavy, as I promised all you car guys that I'd be showing the cars next, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Going to be doing mostly cars in this episode, so you guys just hang out and you're about to see something you like. We'll be getting back to the anime stuff and the sci-fi stuff a bit after that, but for now, the car stuff is what's going to rule in this episode. And this here is one of my favorites. This is a big 1/20th scale. Now 1/20th is an odd scale. Usually I build 1/24th, 1/25th, but this one is from Lindbergh. I don't think I have too much from Lindbergh, but it's a really cool kit of the Firebird Firehawk, which was a special edition of the Firebird that was available in the third gen and the second gen and third gen, no, the third gen and fourth gen Firebirds, and it included a whole bunch of upgraded parts, more to produce more power, better suspension, better handling, wheels and tires. And this is a really cool kit. Let's just take a look at the body real quick. This is the only Lindbergh kit I think I have. I've never built a Lindbergh kit, so can't exactly tell you how good it is, but it is something that I will be looking forward to building, and this will probably be done on the channel at some point this year. Look at the size of the body on that. Big 1/20th scale. Much bigger than what I'm used to working with. Nice detail in the engine compartment. The body itself is really very glossy. Almost looks like you throw a little gloss coat on it and you'll be done. I don't see any deformations in the body. The plastic looks evenly, really nicely formed. I don't know too much about Lindbergh kits, guys. If you guys have a little experience with them, are they good? Are they bad? Because the body on this one looks pretty good. So it's gonna be interesting to dive into this one. Alright, as I bump the camera, let's start putting everything away here and we'll move on to the next one. We will be doing unboxing videos on everything that I've shown you here as I build them. I always do an unboxing videos before every build series so that we can see exactly what's in there in case you guys are curious about what you'll find inside the boxes. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Okay, this is a recent acquisition that I just gotten this over the summer. The Tamiya Nissan Fairlady Z240ZG, which I have since learned that the ZG designation is for the Japanese only, with the longer nose than what we got here in the States. Also incorporates the Japanese style mirrors and fender flares, which I think is very cool. This kit is extremely well detailed. Tamiya did an excellent job. I've already gone through this and did an unboxing video on the channel. So if you guys are curious, you can take a look at that. Has a whole bunch of photo etch and metal parts, which, well, not photo etch, but it has a whole bunch of metal, like metallized decal. What do you call those metal decals? I forget what they're called. But has separate, actually has parts for the chrome around the window, so there won't be any need for any bare metal foiling. It's going to be a really interesting kit. I'm really looking forward to building this one. Now here we have an interesting kit, which is the Ford GT40 number 2. Now if I'm not mistaken, this is just a Reeboks version of a Fujimi kit. This is a really, really nicely detailed kit. Unfortunately, I think it came with photo etch parts, which I have misplaced, as I've had this kit for years. And I am currently searching for the original photo etch parts. So if any of you guys have them out there and are willing to, you know, give them up, and I'd be interested in buying them. If not, I'll be looking for some aftermarket parts to see if there's anything available to take the place of these photo etch parts. I'm really looking forward to building this kit, but can't touch it until I get those photo etch parts back. So this is a project that may or may not get done sometime soon. Okay, here we're back with another Daytona. This is the Coupe, the 365 GTB, sold by Testors. But again, this is a Itagliari kit that's sold under the Testors brand. Has the same great quality of the other Itagliari kits. It's a really, really well detailed kit, as you can see there. And will be on the channel at some point. At some point everything will be on the, well, not everything, but some stuff will. This is a pretty cool kit, and I'm looking forward to doing this one as well. Okay, this is another Itagliari kit that's sold under the Testors nameplate, which is interesting because you see Model Masters paints in the background of this. Well, usually you see Testors paints in the background of their boxes. I guess that's when they were pushing their Model Masters. Now this is a Ferrari 348 TB. Now, weird thing about this is that I've actually built this car, and I have one in the garage in various state of disrepair. And I don't even remember buying a second one, but I guess I did, and I'm probably gonna, at some point I even started this one, as it does have a coat of paint on it. Not a great coat of paint, which means I did this years ago. But I was gonna do it in yellow again, like the other one. So this is gonna be something to revisit, as it looks like everything's still in there. So I will be stripping the paint off of that one and repainting it again. Will it be yellow again? I don't know. I kind of like the red, but I don't have too many yellows, so maybe it'll be yellow. I don't know. But this is definitely back in the queue. Now here we have another Testors kit. This is the Fujimi Ferrari Dino 246, sold under the Testors name. Testors apparently was doing this quite a bit with quite a few different cars. And this is a great kit. I have built this one in the past, and at least twice already, years ago, as this is one of my all-time favorite Ferraris. Just think the design of this thing is amazing, and this kit is fully detailed. Fantastic kit. Personally, I prefer the Targa Top version, and as a matter of fact, the remnants of a Ferrari Dino is around here somewhere, which is now one of my test bodies for when I want to try out new techniques. But this box has never been opened, completely sealed up. Let me see if we have a copyright date on here. 1987, I think that is. That's completely sealed, never been opened. I would almost be ashamed to open it now. But it really is a great kit. Okay, speaking of the Fujimi 246 Targa, or GTS, this is it right here. This is my favorite version of the car. And it's basically the exact same kit as the other one. Everything's the same except for the body and some of the interior, as it makes allowances for the target top. But if you're looking for a Dino 246 GTS, this Fujimi one is the one to get. Fantastic kit. Alright, here is one of the kits that I have always been torn between building and not building, as it's a really cool kit of James Bond's Aston Martin DB5. This is by Doyusha, how do you pronounce that? And it really is a cool kit. Comes with James Bond and Oddjob. There's Sean Connery. Then it's his Oddjob. It's got all the features that the car has. The ejector seat, the spike, the spinning license plate, bulletproof shield, James Bond's weapons. It's a great kit with all sorts of accessories. And it's something I'm looking forward to building. I just want to make sure I can do it justice. Actually, I've been, as I said, torn between building it and not building it. It is a bit of a hard kit to find now. Let's just take a quick look at the body here. Look at that. That is a DB5. It is a curbside as there is no engine. And then here you have a separate box with the figures of James Bond and Oddjob. A whole separate kit to assemble them. And it is a curbside kit. There is no engine, which is the only shame of this kit, because otherwise it's very cool. Also somewhat rare. So let's keep going. Okay, here we have another pair of Fujimi kits. These are really cool. Here we have a convertible 911 Turbo, which is one that I've been itching to build, and just really looks like it's going to be a fun kit to put together. Lots of opportunity for detailing on this. Maybe go with some aftermarket wheels, or maybe not, because I really love the stock look of the vehicle. That just looks great. These are both from Fujimi. And this one is from 1989. And this is the Targa. And this one is from 1990. Again, another great Fujimi kit. All the detailing you would expect. This is going to be a fun one. Alright, one of the fun parts of making these videos is that I'm finding all sorts of stuff that I forgot I had. Here I have another tester's kit of the Fujimi, this is another Fujimi Ferrari Dino 246 GTS. It's the same as the Fujimi kit. It's the exact same kit, just sold under the tester's name. So now I have another 246 to build. So this means that I can take the engine and display it on its separate stand, because now I have more than one of these engines. So I can build the hardtop, the target top, and then just have that beautiful little V6 on a stand in the Starfleet Motors display. Very cool. I had no idea that I even had this car. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Okay, this one is not a car, but I don't know if any of you guys remember the show Sequest DSV. I was a fan back when it was on the air. The first and second seasons the first season was the best. Second season was okay, and the third season just kind of went downhill after that. But I really enjoyed the show for the brief time it was on. And when they came out with the submarine itself, I had to pick it up. So at some point I will get around to building this. They had a few different models in the series. The Sequest Stinger, which was their little, almost like little scout fighter ship. Ensign Darwin, which was the talking dolphin. And the Ocean Transport, which is like a little shuttlecraft. It is really interesting model. Just haven't figured out how I would do that weird pattern it has on the hull. But that's one that's coming. Okay, here we have a car that I've been searching for a very long time. This is a 308 GTS Ferrari from Magnum PI. As you guys may know, I did a series of builds that were all based on cars from TV heroes, and this one I'd been on the look for a while, and it came up on eBay recently at a decent price, as a lot of them are going for insane prices. And this is the Revell kit, which has all sorts of details: opening hood, opening rear deck lid, steerable suspension, front suspension, the lights go up and down, and it's a lot of details like that you don't really see in a lot of these kits. I think Monogram has a 308 which doesn't have any of those details. So this ought to be an interesting build. It's an old kit. I think the copyright date on this is gotta be, let's see if there's a date on here anywhere. Is there 124 scale? All right, let's take a look over here in the corner here. 1982, I think is what it says there. And it's something that's going to be on in the queue again once I go back to my TV series cars. As there are still a few more cars I want to add to that series of builds, and this is definitely one of them. Okay, here we have a very recent addition, as in a few days ago. This is a Christmas gift. The Smokey and the Bandit 77 Pontiac Firebird. This is going to be a fun build, as I just recently watched Smokey and the Bandit again. It's one of my favorite movies, and it's going to be great building his car. This is a reissue, which was reissued in 2016. I think it's a reissue. I don't think it's new tooling for 2016. So I'm going to be looking forward to this one. Okay, as you guys may know, I was going to build this car recently. It was in the running for one of my recent builds, and it lost out because the kit that I had a damaged part in it. So I was lucky enough to find one on eBay, picked it up, and now this is back in the queue for a future build. It's been one of the cars I've been looking forward to building for quite a while. It's got a lot of great detailing in it, and it's going to be a fun build. This is from, let me see if I can see a year on this. Let me see. 1989. I don't know if they've ever reissued it after that, but it just looks like it's going to be a really interesting car to build. Okay, this is another Testors rebody kit. Now this is interesting in the fact that this is a rebodied Barago kit. Now I used to collect the Barago 118 scale cars. Got one or two of their 124 scale cars, but they always had really great die-cast cars. And this one's really neat because it is a Ferrari Testarossa. And this one I actually do have in 1/18 scale, the Barago Ferrari Testarossa. Now, it comes pre-painted in white. Of course white. I mean, what other color would you do it? So, it doesn't even have to be painted. It's basically a snap-together kit. Only have to screw a couple of screws that you have to put in the thing to keep it together. But as you can tell, it is basically the exact same car as or you could buy pre-assembled from them. So this is a car that at some point I'll get around to putting together. As you can see, very simplified engine. So I'm just going to see how much fun I can have detailing this out to make it look as good as the other two Testarossas I've done. Very simple instructions. I mean, it does have a fair amount of parts. Steerable suspension. So it's really not going to be a bad deal when it's done. So it might be, maybe it might be something that I want to do soon. Maybe put it on the channel. Give you guys a good look at an unusual part of scale modeling history. Okay, this is one kit that I really enjoyed building. I've actually picked up 2 more. I already have this build on the channel, but I picked up 2 more of these because I really love building them, and I want to build one with an opening trunk. I'm a huge fan of the show. I want to build one with the opening trunk and a weapons box in the trunk, just the way they had it in the show. And this really is a great kit. AMT did a good job with this. It's basically the reboxed 2-door Impala, but what they did was they had new tooling for the body, for the 4-door body and the interior. Now it does, yeah, I mean, some of the molding does need some help, but you put a little work into this and this thing just looks great. And I really enjoyed this build. And here we have a recent acquisition from just a few months ago, the Batmobile from the 1989 Michael Keaton movie. This is my favorite Batmobile of all the Batmobiles. And I built this kit years ago when it was first issued, and I'm looking forward to doing it again where I can do it some justice this time. I'm really looking forward to getting into this and doing all the detailing on this. Should be a lot of fun. This will definitely be on the channel at some point. Alright guys, for our last car, I'm going to end it here because I know these videos tend to run a little long. So this one I'm going to cut a little short because I've got a lot more stuff to dig out, and that's going to take a little more time. This is another recent acquisition. This is the Nissan Fairlady Z, the 300ZX from 1990. I've been looking for this kit for years. Finally have one. This is one of my, again, another one of my favorite Japanese sports cars. This is a car that I wanted to build for quite a while, and I finally got my hands on it. And maybe we'll do a double build with the 240 and a 300ZX Z cars, and do a Z car build sometime during the year. So that's going to be it for this look. We still have a ton of stuff to get through, and so there'll be more parts to this tour coming up. So remember guys, like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, and keep following along and joining on the fun. Alright guys, I will see you on the next one.